Hey guys, it's Katie here with Life in the Mundane and welcome back to my channel. So last week I shared with you guys my personal review on the Happy Cheetah Reading Company, and man did I get a strong response. People seemed really excited about it but still had a lot of questions, and I understand. It's a brand new reading curriculum. It is sold by Sunlight. It is its own separate company, but Sunlight endorses it, and that is fantastic because they're a very well-known Christian company. But I know a lot of people are still like, I'd like to see what it really looks like before I jump in and commit, and I totally get you because I am so that person. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a lesson walkthrough with my son who is finishing up level 1, and I'm going to show you guys how we do it and what those lessons look like, and also how we adapt it to each child's special need. Let's get started. Started, and all we need is our workbook, our board, and my little pencil pouch. If you saw my review video, I put all of our supplies in this pencil pouch, so it is ready to go. So the first part of our lesson is to do our reading time. Happy Cheetah Reading comes along with several small readers that have a collection of stories in them. So we read about 4 stories a day, and we just add on a new one and we'll subtract an old one as we add new ones on. So they're going to practice reading over and over again, and I love this aspect of it because it really builds not just fluency, but it helps my child to work on expression. He starts doing voices. He starts putting, making sure he's stopping for punctuation, and that repetitiveness allows us to work on those skills. So he starts there, and you can see him doing that now.
Papa likes to fix things. He can fix my car, too.
One tip that I would give you if you're doing this with your kids is to point to each word and make sure that they're reading it with you. It's very easy, especially since they read them repetitively, for our kids to just memorize them, and they don't then associate that word with that written word with the word that is actually spoken. So it's really important to make them slow down and have you do it. So sometimes I let my fingers go faster at the pace that I know he can read it, but sometimes I slow it way down just to make sure that he's understanding that word goes with, that spoken word goes with that written word. So just keep that in mind.
Hello, purse. I like Nana's hat and purse. Let's go shopping.
Once we finish the reading section, he's going to check that off at the top, and we're going to move to the magnetic letter section. You can see here there's a series of about 5 words, and I'm going to spell them out one at a time on his board using the magnetic letter tiles. Once he reads it, I'm going to switch out just one letter to make another word. Every once in a while I'll switch out 2 letters, but this will help us make a series of words that he will read out loud, and when he's done with that, he will be done with the magnetic letter section.
Box. Bog.
Good job. All right. Check off the box. Okay, game time. So we're going to pull out these 3 new cards and pull them in for a game. One little tip when it comes to the flashcards is I will put the little barcode card that comes on the top in between the cards we've completed versus the ones we haven't. So this time we're doing hello, in, and we're doing box. And so I will slide the ones that we have done on top of that last card that we have to cover for the next lesson, and I will show him the words that we are going to do for this lesson. These are not meant to be flashcards, but I do show them to him initially to make sure he can read them. So he'll read box, in, and hello, and then it's time for us to play a game with those as well as the cards that he already knows.
Let's do silly sentence.
Silly sentence, got it. So the way that we play the silly sentence game is I will lay out a selection of cards, and he is going to pick them to make a sentence that is kind of silly, but it has to be structurally sound. The content can be funny, but it has to make enough sense to be an actual sentence, is the rule. These games are also actually included with the curriculum. There's a whole list of games, so you don't have to come up with them on your own if you're not naturally inclined to that. I do lay out only a selection so it's not too confusing, but if he needs more words, he'll ask, which is what he's asking for right now, is asking for more words. This is also a great opportunity if you're working with a remedial reader like I am, and they have already been introduced to nouns, verbs, pronouns, adjectives. Ask them, group the cards and tell them, when they say, I need another verb card or I need a adjective card, then you could hand them a selection of adjectives and let them choose what would work best for that sentence. Obviously, as you can see, we've gone through quite a few words at this point. This game was a little easier at the beginning, but it continues to still be one of his favorites. I do usually let him pick the game for the day, but I do have him mix it up, so he can't pick the same game 2 days in a row. And it's a great way to keep them interested and engaged while practicing these word cards. Now we're going to do the read again part.
Papa has a box. Look at the box. Look in the box. Kit is in the box. Hello, Kit.
Good job. Check it out.
Sure. I know
Okay.
how to do this.
All right, but hold on. I want to show people. All right, so it says circle the sentence that sounds right. It says for the instructor to read the sentences aloud, but because he's a remedial reader, I have him read them out loud. All right, show me what it says.
Kit is
Kit.
in is the box. Kit is in the box.
Good job.
Can I tell them why is that one?
Yes.
Okay. See, if you look at it very closely, you can see in is right here instead of is. If it said Kit in is the box, it doesn't make any sense.
Good job. All right, now circle the words that rhyme.
In, pin, fin.
Okay, and then under here we're going to underline all the vowels. A, E, I, O, U.
A, E, I. So
Good job. All right, now we're going to circle the sentence that looks right. So this was more structural that it didn't look right, and these are usually more grammar things that aren't right.
yeah. Sometimes
Okay, what do they say?
look at the box. Look at the box.
So here, for this example, it was a capital letter not being at the beginning, but sometimes it is that there's the wrong punctuation mark, or maybe there's a capital word in the middle. And this has really helped my son, as I said in my review, helped him to figure out what it is when it comes to when we should be using capital letters, even though we've covered that 1,000,001 times. Now he's going to work on his copywork, and this is where they give them about 3 letters to do the uppercase and lowercase of, and then they give them short copywork passages that they will trace and write from the stories that they have already written. Now, if you are watching my son currently writing his words, you may notice some words or some letters are not formed exactly correctly. Okay, you have to understand that handwriting has been a large struggle for us just to even get it done, and his has improved so much since using this program. So we're kind of picking our battles. We are working on certain letters, and we'll emphasize how to create those correctly and let him do what he needs to do on the other ones, and then we'll move on to those later. So lest you think otherwise that we don't care, we do, but we just are taking it at small, manageable bites. I will say, when it comes to this think do section and this copywork section, these I have him do pretty much independently. He doesn't need me because they're the same even if they're different concepts, they're the same structure each day, so he knows exactly how to go about doing those. So we will do the reading section, the game, all of that together, and then I will walk away and he will finish this part. So altogether, I would say these lessons take him approximately 15 to 20 minutes because we do multiple pages a day, and you'll see that here in a second. But there's a lot of it that he can do independently on his own. So now on his second page, and this is typically the pattern, is that it's a page of reading and a page of more spelling. So we are still going to read our book. We're going to read those same stories we already read, and I do this every single time. We do this twice. And then for the letter boxes, we're going to do our spelling and then our handwriting. So let's start with our book again. And it'll tell you which stories to read. So we're starting at Papa and we're going through Papa's box this time. All right, check it off. Okay, so now it's time for our spelling section. There is a list of words at the bottom right-hand corner of our Copywork page, and so I just read those words off to him and he will write them. As you saw in my review, Happy Cheetah does an excellent job in the early ages of making sure any B's and D's in any words are shaded in so they're only traced, and this helps keep kids from falling into that very typical BD reversal. Eventually in later lessons and later levels, they will not do that, so they have the opportunity to practice it on their own, but this has been huge for us. One other thing to note is that it is easier if you are sitting on the right hand side of your child, because you will be looking at the list without drawing a lot of attention to it. So we always switch places if we're not sitting in the correct order. Some kids may realize that the list is at the bottom right hand of the page, and if that's the case, simply write down the list, take a picture of it, and just cover it up before doing the list. But usually it's not a big issue. But he will go on, and all of these will be working with the same vowel typically, but different beginning and ending sounds. And he has done really, really well with that. In later lessons, they will do a spelling test kind of activity, so that does happen. But I love the fact that there is spelling every other day, or for us, every day, because we do 2 lessons a day. Once he's done with the spelling, he will do another Copywork page. We always have him read out the sentences before he copies them, but the rest of it can be done independently. Pages that I just showed you guys as we walked through, those are what the typical pages look like. But every so often you will run into one of these review pages. You will read your stories and you will do a see and say section. They will read these words kind of rapid fire. They have a timing option that is optional that you can do, and they will have a creativity time that can also be done. And with the creativity time, it's simply just an opportunity to draw a picture and write something. It could be a sentence, it could be a story, it could be a paragraph. The child could write it, the child could dictate it to you to write. So there's a lot of flexibility here, and they emphasize the fact that this is extremely optional, because writing can be very overwhelming to a lot of kids. And right now we're trying to focus on the basics and go beyond that later as we build on those skills in the older years, because you have to remember that this is this is level 1 of this one. Because my son is a remedial reader, I don't make this part optional, but I don't dictate heavily what he needs to do. He can come up with his own ideas and do his own drawings and stories. That's fine, but I do make the activity itself required. Another kind of page that you are going to see, and this is only towards the back of the book, you're going to see them have a list of spelling words that they're going to copy twice, and then I will cover up that page and we will actually test him on those. This is not meant to be a high pressure thing, but just to give you a little bit more of an opportunity. Again, with a younger reader, I would only do one set of these pages at a time. You see it says lesson 56. I would only do lesson 56 at one time. But with a remedial reader, we typically do 2 pages. This particular day, he was really gung-ho and ready to go, so we actually ended up doing 4 pages because he was looking forward to getting to his next certificate. So again, like I said, you'll only see these probably every 10 to 15 lessons or so. So I hope that has been helpful. I hope it answers some of your questions. Please, please, please let me know what else that you would like to know about Happy Cheetah. I know it's new, I know it's exciting, but I know that means there's a lot of questions, and I would love to do future videos to help you guys navigate and understand this curriculum, especially as we continue to go forward with this. I am gonna do a walkthrough, flip through of each book. What I would love to know from you guys is, would you like that all to be in one video for pre-reading all the way through level 4, so you can get kind of the whole scope of seeing what each book looks like and offers, or would you like separate videos? So let me know that in the comments, because I could really use your help in deciding that. It'll probably be August before I get that up, but just want to kind of start thinking about it. We have some great videos coming up. Saturday starts our series on our curriculum reveals. Every Saturday in July, we're going to be sharing what curriculum we are using for next year, and a little sneak peek for you guys. It definitely includes Happy Cheetah. And we would love for you guys to check it out. So be sure to subscribe down below. Give us a thumbs up and a comment. It just helps YouTube to know that these videos are helping somebody. And my hope and prayer is just that they will reach the mom that needs them today. It is so appreciated. I also love just getting to connect with you guys in the comments. That means the world to me. Let me know what other questions you guys have, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye.